Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Iconic Repaints. Welcome back to the channel. I got something special in store for you guys today. This is going to be another X Plus Godzilla video, but it is a custom repaint. And today I'm happy to show off the X Plus Gigantic Series Godzilla 2019. This is a massive beast of a figure. I mean, totally a shelf hog. In fact, I don't even think this guy fits on most people's shelves. This is like a table. This might be like a pool table hog. This guy demands a lot of space. And X Plus, they weren't even trying to make this guy accommodating. Not only is he super thick, but that tail, that long tail really jets out like really straight. I mean, more or less. It's still got like a very dynamic and fluid pose. He's got a very aggressive charge stance going on. Just a really outstanding piece. This is the first time I've actually seen one in person, and pictures do not do him justice. I was really impressed, and I own a couple of the Gigantic series, and I'll be doing videos on them shortly, but this one really blew me away. I mean, just the amount of texture involved in this design. Part of that is because it's the legendary design, and it being a Hollywood production, there's just kind of a lot more details going on with the skin, the body, the crevices, compared to like the suits of the Toho films. Yeah, so this was a fun challenge to tackle. This was not the first Godzilla from the Legendary series that I've kind of customized in this kind of color palette. This is the third one, and it's the fourth of these movies, including the Funko Pop that I did, but that was a Burning Godzilla version, so that was like brown and orange and yellow. So this one though, as far as the blue atomic quote-unquote juiced up version of Godzilla, yeah, I started off with the Playmates, which was a $20 figure, and the texture, you know, was what you get for $20. Then I did the Monster Arts, which was about, I'm gonna say like a $65 figure, and that was more texture, but just a very small, frail, fragile kind of figure. And I'm just kind of working my way up the totem pole with this one, because this you don't really get better than this one. I mean, this guy is worth a lot of money, especially if you don't get him on a pre-order price point. Aftermarket prices for these dudes skyrocket. So yeah, so we got this guy in. He needed a little patchwork on the tail. Some of the seams were coming off a little loose, so we fixed that up, and then it was just a straight repaint. Basically, the client wanted this standard Godzilla, which had no blues whatsoever. It was just a brown basic regular, daytime version, and we just wanted to add all the blues on there like the Rick version, just without this darker skin tone. So the challenge, of course, with all these Godzillas from the Legendary series is you really aren't going to put one color tone on his spines and achieve the look that you want. There is not a single color blue that is going to be placed on the back and it's going to look good. You really have to be patient. You have to take your time and layer. So as you know from the movies, if you don't know, here's it being outright said. So obviously Godzilla's power comes from within his body. The closer you get to the skin layer, that's going to be the lighter colors, the whites and the very light blues and all that stuff, the aqua colors. And as you work your way up the spines and you get further away from the skin of the body, the blues get darker, they get richer. So you combine those colors, and also you do some dry brushing with a brown that matches this Godzilla skin tone, and you're able to achieve the look that he's illuminating from the inside of his body outward. And that's really important, because the Japanese suits, you didn't really get that. Like, you didn't really have to. I've painted on them before, and it's like kind of like more like if you're trying to match it to the movies, it's a cheaper effect, and the spines just kind of glow lightly. You could get away with that really easy. But this one, you're talking about big budget special effects. So yeah, it's not it's not necessarily that difficult, but you have to stick with it, because at first, when you first start off, you're not going to like it. It's not going to be what you're looking for. You're only going to achieve it through layers. Anyway, I did the backstory for this Godzilla in the other videos, like I said, the Playmates and the Monster Arts. I don't think I really need to go over it again. It's basically the same movie. It's the same Godzilla. There's the Godzilla that from King of the Monsters. He beat Ghidorah. He became the Monster King, and now in the recent movie he had to fight King Kong to kind of hold on to that title. And without getting into the way of spoilers, this Godzilla is just a very hulking, just straight up savage beast of a figure. And design wise, I mean, he's super thick. He's got like crocodile skin and like the armored plates of like a turtle shell in some ways. I mean, he's just an overall just a wrecking ball. So really fun to do this figure. It's, you don't get a lot of opportunities to work on gigantic Godzilla figures. I mean, they're kind of like, people are really scared to just kind of trust those over to anybody, as they are very valuable. And so thankful to have a client that was so great. I mean, client was basically telling me like, hey, take your time, take as long as you want, just whatever you need to do to crush it. Every time I had to buy materials, he offered to throw me more money for that. And I didn't take him up on that, but just the consideration is, if you get a client like that, you're gonna go the extra mile to try and make that client happy. And so this just got shipped out to him. I think he's gonna get it tomorrow, so I'm hoping that he loves it. I was proud of the way this guy looked when I wrapped him up in a bubble wrap and I put the sealant on him, and away he went. So hopefully he arrived safely. And so this is the gigantic Godzilla 2019. Total monster. If you're looking for a figure of this incarnation of Godzilla, you can do no better than this. Just phenomenal piece. And it's one of those, and honestly, and I really don't try to boost my own ego at all, but X Plus, if there's a criticism I have as a buyer of these gigantic pieces, sometimes what you get what you pre-order from the Rick version, sometimes they use the prototype has a lot more vibrant colors and details. There's usually an effect that they do to enhance these colors. So by the time you actually get the production piece to your house, the colors are fainter. They're not nearly as sharp. It's not as vibrant. So I've kind of learned my lesson along the way. I'm kind of happy for my client that he got the standard version. And in my opinion, I was able to kind of bring out the blues stronger than the existing Rick. It's like I did with my gigantic Shin Godzilla, which I'll be doing a video up shortly on that. When I pre-ordered it, I pre-ordered it based off pictures that were enhanced clearly, and when I got it, I felt like it was a little lackluster. The sculpt was phenomenal, the paint, so I finally got brave enough to touch up my own, and I'll be doing a video on that shortly. But yeah, so hopefully he loves it, and stay tuned for more. Peace.